I'm Sheryl Mboya. I'm a 22-year-old innovator, patent holder, climate change enthusiast, environmentalist, and a millennial on the move.
Mine is innovating edible tableware, which offers a sustainable alternative to single-use plastics.
I'll take you through Green Excel Mechanics. Green Excel Mechanics is an innovation and technology developer in Nairobi, where we develop innovations, and currently we're developing 6 innovations, with our pioneer innovation being the edible tableware. I'm a student of the law at Mount Kenya University. I always say that I'm an innovator. If you strip me of everything, the only thing you leave me behind with is an innovative mindset. So regardless of where my profession leads me, that is, towards the legal profession, I'm also quite enthusiastic about providing innovative solutions that can help mankind solve several challenges they face. So in between my studies and my exploration, I was able to find a connection and merge innovation, technology, and also the law. Why the name Snacket? Snacket, as I was coming up with the name, I wanted something fun, but also something that brought about, or rather could self-explain what the innovation was all about. So I coined the name from snack and biscuit, because basically the innovation is quite similar to a biscuit. So it came from snack and biscuit, so Snacket. Snacket was born several years ago, almost quite a decade ago. It was out of my distaste towards how much we as human beings consume plastics and further dispose of them. So I was able to identify that plastics are the most ubiquitous materials in the world, where we use plastics on a daily basis, on a regular basis, and we didn't have other alternatives. And I was able to identify that regardless of how much campaigns towards eradicating plastics, cleaning up rivers and oceans, we still had so much of them. We still had marine animals ingesting the plastics. We still had so much advocacy coming from scientists about how much microplastics we still have on the planet. So I wanted to bring about a sustainable alternative to the tableware we have, given that this is also something that hasn't been quite explored into. So that's how Snacket came about.
And is safe for consumption by the entire ecosystem. It biodegrades within 5 days and can be consumed by plants, animals, fishes, and mankind.
The same way parents don't have a special child, I love my legal background. I love law. Actually, growing up, I wanted to major into the legal field, so it was a passion of mine all through. I also love the fact that I'm an innovator. I'm able to articulate my innovative ideas through products and services that bring about change in humanity. And I also love being the managing director at Green Excel Mechanics. So I don't have a special child, because they are all something I'm very passionate about. I'm the first of 3. I am the only girl, and I have 2 younger brothers. Growing up, I was a quite active, child. I recall several conversations, growing up with my mom, where I remember at about 4 years of age, my mom brought home several sports equipment. So she brought balls, footballs, basketballs, all those sports equipments. And growing up, I wanted to know exactly why she did it. So she told me the reason why she did it was she wanted to know the particular sport I'd pick on, because she was able to notice that I picked onto tennis, skating, and basketball, where I was able to evolve into them. She also mentioned that the reason why she did that was to help me explore other avenues, other channels of skill development. So basically that was a cognitive development skill, so that she's able to nurture the various activities that I'm able to pick up on. So I was able to continue on with my sports. I actually played for my basketball team in high school, and I was a very skilled basketballer, to mention. In terms of my innovations, it wasn't something that was quite or well picked up on growing up, because it had to involve the uptake of therapists and a counselor to be able to identify or to be able to help me channel my innovative ideas. So I recall I used to struggle in terms of developing these ideas. I used to have so many ideas coming up in my head, but I didn't know what to do with them. So in turn, it's kind of clouded my mind. It kind of gave me, you know how you bottle things up? So that's basically the whole concept, until I was able to involve, until my parents and I were able to involve a therapist who was able to now help me identify that. And from then I was able to put down the ideas and now start on how best that I can be able to implement them. Plastics are the most commonly consumed materials in the world, and this has created an environmental pollution crisis. I attended Karura SDA Church School, where I finished my Kenya Certificate of Primary Education, where I now moved into Pangani Girls High School. So I'm an alumnus of Pangani Girls High School, and after my KCSE studies, I was able to now pursue my Bachelor's of Laws, which I'm currently doing at Mount Kenya University. The transition was tough. It was quite hectic in terms of finding my identity as a person and now building the kind of brand I have at the moment. So, it was quite tough, but then with the current support system I have, it was manageable. So I officially started Green Excel Mechanics in 2020, and I started it as Ruyugi General Enterprises. Basically, it was a company that dealt with tender transactions. Then as I proceeded with my innovations, I found that I wanted, or I rather needed, a company that will shadow or that will be an umbrella to all my innovations. So I decided to expand the scope of the already existing company. I expanded the scope and changed the name to Green Excel Mechanics, where we employ the services of several youths. So the most important thing about Green Excel Mechanics is that all services employed and everyone employed within the company is a youth, because we want to help youths develop their skills. We want to motivate youths to be self-reliant, and we want to encourage youths to follow their passion. So we encourage youths we encourage the youths within the company to be innovative, to think outside the box. Actually, what you always see it is you need to stop confining yourself with a box. Just think without the use of a box. So that's basically the whole concept you have at Green Excel Mechanics. I'm quite fortunate that I was able to get the support I wanted from my parents, or rather needed from my parents. They've been quite supportive all through. My dad is an environmentalist, so I've been able to pick 1, 2, 3 things, within the course of, the journey. And also to mention, my mom has also nurtured me to be the person I am. So I recall at about 8 years to 10 years of age, I was able to join the Kenya Children Assembly. It's basically an institution that was formed under the Directorate of Children's Services, where children were involved in terms of decision making, where we had children choose the leaders, and I was appointed as the Speaker to the Kajiado Children Assembly and the Secretary to the Cabinet in the national government. So all this were able to nurture they were able to nurture me in terms of child rights advocacy, environmentalism, and also towards now gearing towards getting into the innovative space. Once I told them once they were able to know about all these innovative ideas I had, they were quite supportive in terms of helping me, supporting me mentally, supporting me financially, which is actually the key area that I got support from them. And they're able to support me even to nurture and to protect my work, say for example using intellectual property. We at Greenex Telemechanics are working with Kenya Airways through the Fahari Innovation Hub to provide to you a sustainable solution to reduce plastic consumption within the aviation industry and beyond. My highlights of the year have been working with Kenya Airways, being nominated in the Forbes Africa 30 Under 30, being shortlisted as the Kenya's top 35 under 35 environment category, and lastly, being able to make a speech at the UN Ocean Conference. And we'll talk about this more after the break. Welcome back. This is Millennial on the Move. I'm Sheryl Mboya. With regards to my milestones or other achievements this past year, I've been able to work with the Kenya Airways through the Fahari Innovation Hub. Last year, I was able to work with them on another innovation where we had several innovators apply towards the Fahari Innovation Challenge, and I emerged a finalist during the challenge. First of all, this year I approached Grace Vihenda, who's the lead in the Innovation Hub, and I was able to have a conversation with her about the innovation and, take her through the various ways we could forward the partnership with Kenya Airways. So currently, this has been a milestone, or rather an achievement, given that this will be the first airline to completely phase out plastics if this particular innovation is implemented. I was also nominated to the Forbes Africa 30 Under 30, where I was able to move up despite not making it to the final list. So it's rather an achievement to be able to be listed as one of Africa's pioneering youths. The other milestone I've achieved is with regard to the Kenya's top 35 under 35, where I was a shortlisted finalist at the environment category. And within the past 1 month, I was able to get a global platform to be able to speak about SDG Goal 14, that's life underwater, and how best innovation comes into play, where I was able to address the United Nations Ocean Conference. I was able to give a statement in front of plenipotentiaries, diplomats, distinguished members of the public and private sector.
It's time the world wakes up and acts. It's time innovators provide solution mankind and environment urgently needs. It's time world wake up.
My experience within the global arena has been great. I was able to get Kenya Airways to fly me to Paris, which is one of their European destinations. And after that, I was able to get to Stockholm and to Lisbon for 2 different UN conferences. So I was able to attend the Stockholm Plus 50, where I was able to now debut the Snacket innovation. And I was also able to have a conversation with the 4th President of the Republic of Kenya, that's His Excellency Uhuru Kenyatta, where we were able to have several talks about how best to forward and further the innovation.
His Excellency, let's rush down to the Stockholm signboard.
And I was able to give a statement at the UN Lisbon Conference, Ocean Conference in Lisbon. It was quite a good experience having plenipotentiaries and members of the private and public sector listen to what you have to say, listen to your innovation. It was a humbling experience and also a really great experience.
It is the little things citizens do that make the difference. The late Wangari Maathai's little thing was planting trees. Mine is innovating edible tableware, which offers a sustainable alternative to single-use plastics and is safe for consumption by the entire ecosystem.
The mantra I live by is never give up on your dreams, because if you work towards it, you're able to if you work towards it and truly believe in it, you're able to get it. So don't let life be any less than what you would have imagined it to be. What keeps me going is my passion towards the environment, my passion towards giving youths a platform, or rather motivating youths to follow up, on their dreams, and also to have the life I'd always imagined to have. So the fear of poverty drives me. The major challenge I faced during the initial stages of my innovative journey is the lack of a comprehensive, innovative ecosystem in Kenya and also within the African continent. With regard to getting the innovation up, with regard to intellectual property and all those other things. So it was a journey of learning and unlearning a few things, doing a very comprehensive research. And yeah, so basically that's the challenge I faced. But then I was able to approach several government officers with whichever help I needed. So I was able to talk to KIPI, the managing director, and all other officials within KIPI in terms of getting intellectual protection for my ideas. And I was also able to talk to various ministries whenever I needed to do that. But I'm also grateful towards the mentorship I got at the Fahari Innovation Hub. Grace Vihenda has been a very impactful person in my journey. So I'm grateful to her and also to the KQ team. I look up to several people. And I mean, within the course of my journey, I have interacted with so many people who've gotten to be mentors in my different aspects of life, be it the legal profession, be it the diplomatic arena, the innovative space. So I really can't mention all of them, but I'm truly grateful to all my mentors, all my advisors, my parents, my best friend, who's been a very good support system for me, and also my siblings who continue motivating me and pushing me towards being the best I can be able to be. So my role model is Michelle Obama, in terms of how best she advocates for the girl child empowerment, being able to, what I believe is that if you educate a woman or if you educate a girl, you educate the society, and that's what Michelle Obama has been catapulting, in a global stage. So I look up to her. So within the next 5 to 10 years, I hope to see the various innovations GreenX and Mechanics is developing within not only the Kenyan market, but also globally, within the African continent and abroad. I also would love to see more people embrace, the different alternatives to plastics we have. More people disassociating themselves from plastic consumption and also plastic wastes, and embracing the current innovative ideas we have, the current sustainable innovative ideas we have. So what do I do in terms of ensuring that I'm a seasoned innovator and also within the legal field? I'm an avid reader. I love reading, I love studying. So in between my innovative projects and my studies, I always try to find the perfect balance in terms of ensuring that none of it suffers. But I also put some time. I get up at 3 o'clock in the morning and just basically sit within my space and just get to think the various ideas I'm developing. So I think that's what keeps me on toes. I believe the part where most young people go wrong is most people quit, even before they get somewhere. We tend to quit so much. We tend to leave or basically put aside our dreams and ambitions if things don't go as you hoped for. Once you get told no so many times, people quit. And I always tell people, if you don't get through a door, there are so many windows. If you don't get through a window, you can still, build your own house. So I feel so many people tend to quit on their ideas, on their innovations, on their abilities and talents, so they're not able to progress well. But I'm also quite, I'm a big advocate of intellectual property. So I find most young people, especially in Kenya, don't get to protect their work. So you find other big or established corporations coming up and, taking your ideas, taking the work of your, hands, the work of your brain. So we have a very established intellectual property law, within the Kenyan ecosystem, and I would really hope if more young people explored it and, protected their work. I believe that it's high time innovators got up and provided innovative solutions towards challenges mankind faces. I'll just give you a brief history. About 100 years ago, we had one of the worst climate emergencies, which brought about the ozone layer depletion, and that came all because of an innovative idea. Someone developed a refrigerator, or rather a refrigerator that had a very toxic coolant. So the toxins therefore led to so many people dying just after a little bit of inhalation. So it wasn't until the world came about and they're able to now try reviving the ozone layer. So it's about time innovators woke up and actually provided solutions that mankind needs. So the Ministry of ICT, Innovation and Youth Affairs is very welcoming. I'd rate them an 8.5 or a 9 out of 10 with regard to how open they are towards listening to young people, their ideas and their challenges, and addressing them. I've interacted with basically everyone within the ministry. I've interacted with the CS, Jomo Sheru, with the PS Youth Department, that's Mr. Charles Sunkuli. I've also interacted with the CAS Innovation, Nadia Ahmed, during the Lisbon conference, where she was very open, she was very willing to listen to young people, engaging with several ideas we had, And I feel the challenge most of us face, and also the Department of Youth Affairs face, is that not so many people are willing to walk into the doors of the ministry. So I just encourage youths to walk into their doors. They're always willing, they're always open. So just walk into their doors and just tell them whatever you might need.